Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are giving it their all on this press tour. They're desperate for Wicked to be a success, and they're willing to get as cringe and bizarre as possible to score those viral moments. Justin Bieber was spotted with a bizarre white powder on his pants while partying it up at Kris Jenner's birthday party at Jeff Bezos' mansion. Some fans are worried that Justin Bieber might relapse again. Sydney Sweeney is starting to regret some of her past choices. After being listed an A-lister movie star so quickly, production studios are starting to question if she has the acting skills to perform like she says she can. Because between her reputation and her terrible acting, it looks like her career is over. NIKKI Glaser had the worst monologue in SNL history. It seems like her only goal was either getting canceled or offending every single person watching.
You can't talk to the woman doing your nails because slavery, I mean, I don't know.
Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Let's Get Into It podcast. Today we have a lot to talk about. Justin Bieber was at Kris Jenner's birthday party with a weird substance spotted on his pants. Sydney Sweeney is continuing to piss off people. NIKKI Glaser has pretty much ruined her career, and we have much more. But I want to kick off this episode by talking about Ariana Grande. Let's get into the Wicked press tour. If you guys did not hear, Ariana Grande and her team received a bunch of death threats after they did not make the premiere in Brazil. It got so bad, Ariana had to go and put out a statement to ask her fans to stop threatening her. Could you imagine your own fan base wishing death on you? I find it crazy that Ariana's own fans don't believe her when she said the plane had issues, especially with how dangerous flying has been recently. It got so bad that fellow passengers who had seen Ariana get onto the plane had to go and defend her on social media. Like this TikToker Connor even saw Ariana on the plane. He was going to Brazil for a wedding, and they all got the same message.
Have people gone mad? I feel like if there is one thing that is the most clear, it is that nobody cares more about Wicked than Ariana Grande. And when she says she did everything in her power to be there, she means that from the bottom of her soul.
Now that Wicked is coming to a close, I've seen some more discussions on social media about Ariana Grande's personality and what might happen after Wicked is done. One person said that I believe that Ariana has a lack of her true self. I think that she's gotten so far from who she actually is and is constantly playing a role to fill the void of her personality. I think she has a super adaptable personality, and the people that she is with influence her as a person. For example, in 2018, when she was in a relationship with Pete, they basically had the same personality. In 2019, she was working with Victoria Monet a lot, and their speaking voices were pretty much the same. I think we've all met people who are kind of like chameleons in social situations. You adopt the personality you're around. You might even laugh like them. And I do think Ariana has a case of this, especially when it comes to the role of Glinda. This person added that the 2018 Pete Davidson era that she was in was so hard to watch. She was like 25 acting like she was 17 and constantly saying, "Sick, OMG, honest to God, knock me out." This person added that now that Ariana is promoting Wicked, she's acting like a completely different person, like she's morphed into Cynthia Erivo. It's a tad bit strange. Somebody else added that Wicked was the worst thing that happened to her, which I don't think that the Glinda personality is a bad personality. It's a little bit different, but I think that it's a nice era. It's very brand safe, family friendly.
Okay, one thing about Ariana Grande is that girl wants to be a baby so bad. She thinks that the way to win at life is just to act like she's a helpless little baby, so no one can ever get mad at her for doing anything or like hold her accountable for anything, and she can always be the center of attention.
Somebody in the comments said, "I miss when she was black." I cannot with you guys. There definitely was an era she went through that was completely different than Glinda. I wonder if Glinda would be shocked at old Ariana. Now, you guys know I was wishing for a cringe promo tour. I wanted to see Ariana and Cynthia go at it. Like, if they gave us 100 last time, give us 1,000. And I think they're going to give it to us. Maybe I need to be careful what I wish for next time, because these two were asked about their auras, which I mean, I'm not against reading someone's aura. Aura readings are a thing. I remember one time I went to a party and I got mine taken, and it was like a picture, and it was like kind of orange and purple. I don't necessarily see them. Let me know. Can you guys see? Is it a person thing? Can you see it in my videos? See, you guys would probably think it's like blue and purple. These are lights. Sorry.
We've never been asked
We've
that.
never been asked that question.
That's
That's a
incredible.
great question to ask.
If you had to describe each other's aura, what color would it be?
That's a nice question. An aura.
Yellow.
For me?
Sunshine. Yeah.
Ah, thank you.
And like also, I think there's also purple.
This interviewer knew what they were doing by asking this question.
that was very good. I see like a ciel bleu. You know, like aqua.
Wow,
And
I'm
like
so moved by that response.
Okay, wait, what blue? Like a bright blue? Look, she really is. Can we do a zoom in on the face she's making right here? Because wow, she is definitely taken back by that. Taken back by that. You guys always correct me in the comments.
This is so-
sorry. It's very specific and like
And
like sunset orange.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yours is pink.
It's lovely. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is actually.
We love you very much.
That's
This was
lovely.
really fun.
It is funny to see like Cynthia in that moment. She like starts looking around the reporter like, oh, it is pink. Like, what are you looking at? This comment reads, they're like two squirrels on speed. Somebody else said that they're trying their hardest not to say pink and green. Somebody joked that I can't go through this again. Someone else adds that they're sweet and all, but this annoys me. And why are they so cringe? I already gave you guys my stance on this. I want even more. Just take it there. Just like where no one thought it would go. I mean, Cynthia, I believe, is happily married and her wife would not be happy. Someone else said that their thrill from the question is so sweet. They're both such nerds. I love it. They should make a podcast together. Let me know if you guys would tune in to an Ariana and Cynthia podcast. Let's get into Kris Jenner's birthday party. Kris Jenner had her 70th birthday party at Jeff Bezos' $165 million mansion in Beverly Hills. And it sounds like it was rowdy. There were a bunch of celebrities there. Oprah, cops arrived. I'm sure Oprah did not like that. Mariah Carey was there. Justin Bieber was there with some weird substance on his pants. And of course, the headlines are running with this because it kind of looks like he's got a little bit of a Coca-Cola powder residue on his pants. Now, you guys can see on his pants, there's like this white powder. I mean, if it was like a lady wearing this, you would think maybe it could be makeup powder, but it is very pale white and it almost looks like it could be residue. People are starting to criticize his fathering because of this, but also in this same photo, he is seen holding a cigarette and it looks like he could be just, a little bit lazy, lazily hit his pants. Maybe he's a little drunk out of it and he did ashed on himself. It happens. I mean, it's never happened to me, but Justin Bieber is out here. He's partying it up. And if he's smoking, I think that he would be a little bit more careful if it was other stuff before stepping out and getting his photo taken. But also at the same time, if you're that turned up, do you really care?
And as soon as he got out of the car, the camera spotted something. I don't think you need to look very far when you're looking at this picture because there is something amiss going on in his crotch area. And in case you're blind as a bat like me, let me go ahead and zoom in for you. Yeah, that's what's going on. So honestly, immediately as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, he was drinking a lot of Coca-Cola in that limo before he got out. That's just immediately what I thought because we all know that Justin, he parties hard.
Now, at first, when we heard about Kris Jenner's birthday party, there were rumors that it was a secret wedding. No, she's not marrying Corey Gamble. Could you imagine? I think that ship sailed a long time ago. They're trying to figure out how in 2026 they're going to separate the assets because Corey feels like he deserves more than what she's trying to offer. Also, it's kind of funny that Corey Gamble blocked me on Instagram. But so many different celebrities were there. Oprah, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, or Sussex. I know you guys will say in the comments below. Adele, her man, Mariah Carey, Sia, Tyler Perry, Kyle Richards. Why? She just always ends up there. Probably because of her connection to the Hiltons. Tommy Hilfiger, Snoop Dogg. We had Stevie Wonder, Sarah Paulson, Naomi Watts, Gayle King. I love how Gayle King is always at these celebrity events, but every time she's there, she's trying not to be seen. And it's like, yes, Gayle, we see you. Also, Meghan Trainor was there, and I've seen her going viral on Twitter for all the wrong reasons because she just looks so different. Bruno Mars did have a performance there. Part of the reason why the police were called because it was so loud. They also had a DJ set there, which I think is interesting because this is a 70-year-old's birthday party. I just don't think that there's any other 70-year-old out there who has had a crazy party like this and police knocking on the door because it's gotten so out of hand. Somebody in the comments says that TMZ is probably the ones who called the cops so they could be the first ones to report it. Somebody else said that having to break up a 70th birthday party is wild, and finally someone got jealous that they weren't invited. So we saw all of these celebrities arrive to Kris Jenner's birthday party, but it looks like there's a underground tunnel or something because Beyonce and Jay-Z were there, but they were never spotted. Sources say that the paparazzi couldn't get a photo of the happy couple because they got prime parking pulling onto the real estate and hopping out. So no secret tunnel, at least that they want us to know of. But damn, I mean, Kris Jenner's birthday party sounds a little bit more like a freak off. Let's get into Diddy. Now, this is a quick update on Diddy. I thought we might as well do this one right after that joke. But Diddy was busted in prison for making some jail juice, some jail wine, I think people call it. It looks like his drink of choice is alcohol made from Fanta, sugar, and apples, which I guess it ferments, and I don't understand what that becomes. I can't imagine what color it turns, like maybe a dark orange. It probably tastes really sweet though with all that sugar. It looks like Diddy was caught by jail officials and they planned to move him into a new unit, but then his lawyers probably stepped in and stopped them. Seems like Diddy's been having a good time in his unit with his new friends. He's out here getting drunk with the boys, even though he told the judge that he had been sober and a changed man.
Diddy got caught drinking in prison. This comes after Diddy was begging the judge at his sentencing hearing to let him free that day because he said he was a changed man. And this was the first time that he was sober in 25 years.
So really his letter and all of his statements to the judge mean nothing because clearly he learned nothing if he's making some Fanta sugar apple booze. People in the comments are going off. Having Diddy parties in prison is crazy work. Drinking homemade Ciroc in prison. I mean, honestly, the orange, the apple sounds kind of nice. Now, Diddy's family went on to his X account to release a statement saying the rumors claiming that Diddy was caught with alcohol are completely false. His only focus is becoming the best version of himself and returning to his family. Let me know if you guys buy this in the comments below. Let's get into Sydney Sweeney. Now, I'm not over here to rag on Sydney Sweeney and her campaign and her commercial or whatever. I mean, her movie that she recently released, the Christie one, is doing terribly bad. And after her Americana movie with Halsey, I don't know what kind of actress Sydney Sweeney really is anymore. Like, forget the American Eagle ads, but if the studios see that you can't pull numbers with your movies, they don't want to hire you. So it's crazy because like last year she was like the A-list star and now she's not. And I think it actually comes down to maybe the hype around her and her lack of acting skills. Like, of course, in Anyone But You, that movie, she was so charming because she was probably playing like somewhat similar to herself. But Christie, the movie about the female boxer, just fell really flat. But because of the film, she's doing press, and during the press tour, she was asked about the American Eagle ad and talking about eugenics and the genes situation, and her responses aren't really helping her case.
We're sort of talking around this American Eagle ad right now, and maybe we should just talk about it. So, were you surprised by the reaction?
I did a gene ad. I mean, the reaction definitely was a surprise, but it was, I love jeans.
Somebody said, so is she basically implying that she's fully aware but doesn't care? Somebody else said, do you think that she knows that she fully implied that she's racist? Look at her face. She does not care.
The Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Do you have...
The ad spoke for itself.
You think the ad spoke for itself? Okay. Yeah. And the criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about,
people will hear.
How randomly the White Lotus star Amy Lou Wood takes swipe at Sydney Sweeney after her response to that GQ interview that's going viral. And she kept it short and simple, just adding a vomit throw up emoji. So a lot of people in Hollywood are starting to make their opinions of Sydney Sweeney very clear. That also goes for Sydney Sweeney's relationship with Zendaya. Supposedly they're in a feud because Zendaya does not want to be seen with Sydney, yet they're in the same show, Euphoria. Wait, it's crazy. This article, side note, that movie, the Christie one, it looks like it ranked top 12 worst ever for movies showing on more than 2,000 screens. This article asked the question, has Sydney become too toxic for Hollywood? I mean, if Zendaya doesn't want to do any press with you, it's not a good look because Zendaya is so liked. She's built an empire for herself. So having a feud with her is, yeah. You're on the losing side. If it comes down to Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney, I need you guys to let me know in the comments below, which side are you on? Let's get into Millie Bobby Brown. Recently, there were some reports that there was some drama on the last season of Stranger Things 5, and that Millie Bobby Brown was bullied so badly by David Harbour, her father in the show, that she had to have a representative on set to make sure he did not do anything to violate her. Now, Netflix was really upset that these rumors went viral. I'm sorry, I made one of those TikToks that got a lot of views. And it looks like Netflix was like, hey, Millie and David, you're gonna have to go and show them that there's nothing going on here. I mean, it's pretty crazy to see them go from being in a feud and having this bully complaint within Netflix and an investigation to how they were embracing each other on the red carpet and speaking about their relationship. To me, it seems like Netflix whipped them into shape.
What is this? What is this? I feel very gaslit by this situation.
This comment reads, thank goodness the rumors were fake. I couldn't imagine. Another person posted a picture of a guy relieved. Somebody else said that the Daily Mail should be sued. Hold up there. I don't think that the Daily Mail would be sued. It would be the source who's the problem. And you would think the Daily Mail would go and vet their sources. So I don't think that it's not true. I think that this is a tactic to counteract those reports. Executive producer Sean Levy said that the reports were wildly inaccurate, stressing a safe environment was always maintained on the set for the cast who were like a family. So was there ever an investigation behind the scenes, or did Netflix just tell Millie and David to play nice? Let's get into Kim Kardashian. So Kim may have failed her bar exam and she's not becoming a lawyer anytime soon, but she did win a recent lawsuit. So you guys know how she wants to work on prison reform and help people get out of prison. She actually posted on social media because one guy was up for death row and she was just so gracious by sharing his picture and his name, trying to spread the word that they wanted to save him. The problem is that Kim actually shared a picture of the wrong man. Now they share the same name, but the prisoner, the inmate, is not the same guy that Kim shared on social media. She shared a project manager, a regular civilian who's now being dragged into this mess with all of her millions of followers, thinking that he's on death row and committed these crimes. She posted this picture in February 2024 when she was trying to bring awareness to the inmate with the same name. Ivan says the mix-up subjected him to public embarrassment, sure, shame, hatred, ridicule, disgrace, contempt, and aversion. Here he is clearing it up on social media, saying, to all my friends and family, I'm not getting executed. Some idiot who runs Kim Kardashian's page used my picture instead of Ivan, which unfortunately, I think it's probably Kim who did that. He says that Kim's post made him lose sleep, get headaches, have nightmares, and experience PTSD, and he's needed medical care and emotional counseling. All I have to say for that is get that bag, Ivan. Ivan blasted Kim at the time, calling her an idiot. It looks like the guy who was up for death row was executed on schedule. So Kim's attempt did not even help. Kim's lawyer says that she just made a simple mistake using a public photo of another man with the same name to promote her justice reform. The image was taken down almost immediately once the error was discovered. But at that point, like millions of people had already seen the picture. So I feel like her lawyer's probably a little stressed on this one. But I guess they won, or maybe it was dismissed. I mean, it's not really clear if Ivan was able to get any money back or anything, but I feel like this would be an easy settlement for Kim. This comment says that Ivan deserves retribution. His life was upset in a hugely public and disturbing way. Kim's account needs to be more careful when delivering news to a huge audience. She changed his life in a negative way. Let's get into NIKKI GLASER. I thought that NIKKI GLASER was a brand-safe celebrity, but after appearing on SNL, she disturbed a lot of people. She said, "Here I am in New York, Epstein's original island." She joked how it's cultural appropriation for white people to paint their skin a different color by getting spray tans before moving into the boring experience of going to a nail salon. Is this supposed to be funny?
I mean, yeah, he picked an insane shade. He went pretty dark. I mean, he didn't go Kamala, but he picked a shade that half of America was like, okay, we can still tell he's white, so.
Interesting. Okay. Not bringing Kamala into this, though.
I mean, it is kind of insane that white people can just, like, paint their skin a different color, and they're like, this is cool, right? Like, I feel like that's cultural appropriation. I don't know. I mean, it's not blackface, but it is, like,
well, one thing about me, I will be in Asia pretty soon, actually less than a month, and I will be getting quite the tan. You guys will see. I just get tan, so sometimes it happens.
Guatemalan leg. I mean, this is not my leg. I'm like, oh my God, mi amo is Nikki. Look at that. Am I saying that right?
Nikki also joked that her younger friends are terrified of being trafficked. She said, "That was not my fear ever in my 20s. In my 20s, I feared a good old-fashioned R word. I didn't think it would be a career."
Men think we go to the nail salons like with our girlfriends and we just like chit chat the whole time, but that's not the case. You can go to the nail salon with a friend, but you get separated at the border. They do not let you sit next to each
Okay, so everything here is very politically charged.
other. It's so antisocial. You're just sitting there watching Beat Bobby Flay on mute. You can't talk to the woman doing your nails because slavery. I mean, I don't know.
Oh. Wait, did she just call nail techs like slaves? People, I mean, every time I go to a nail salon, I tip very well. They get paid very well. I would not consider it. This is so weird.
Seems stuck and sad. I don't know. I think I'm just paranoid. I'm just kind of like obsessed with slavery recently because every time you go to a women's restroom, a public women's restroom, and you sit in this.
Okay, wait, there's so many things happening here. So she's obsessed with slavery. We're talking about the women's restroom. I just don't even want to know where she's going to go with this.
Stall. There's always a poster on the back of the stall that's asking you if you're being trafficked. Women, we have these, right? Yes. They're in every stall. They're in every world language. I mean, English is really tiny, and it's like, you wish. But it's like...
Again, what is this like? I don't know why everything seems very culturally based here.
Men's restrooms do not have these signs. I don't know what signs you have. Maybe like... Do you have signs that are like, want a slave? Like text.
Also, was that her way of saying like that, like, I don't know, that people who don't speak English are trafficked more often? I don't really know what was the meaning of that. I'm trying to get the joke. It's still sitting with me. Was it that people like who are trafficked don't read English? What do you think? Comment below.
Like text traffic to 6969. But it's really a big fear of being trafficked, mostly for like Gen Z girls. I have a lot of Gen Z friends that I bought, and they're terrified.
There's a lot of people. I mean, trafficking's all over the world, but
terrified. And I don't relate. I'm 41. That was like not a fear of mine ever in my 20s. In my 20s, I just feared like good old fashioned. You know, like I didn't think it would be a career.
The crowd is so confused at how to react to this. Nikki went on to joke about how she's certain her boyfriend will murder her someday and recalled asking her sister if she was okay with her 4-year-old nephew wanting to shower with her. I was like, what if I him? Nikki said. Oh, we'll censor that word. But she was like, would you? And I was like, no, I would never. That's disgusting. But that's what I'd say if I was going to. Now, the comments are shocked. I didn't laugh once. What happened? She used to be hilarious. Worst monologue in SNL history. And when is the funniness happening?
Did you guys watch SNL? This was a swing and a miss for me with NIKKI GLASER, who I'm a fan of. She makes a ton of off-color trafficking jokes. Then she makes some slavery jokes. And, like, none of them were funny. All of them were, like, current real-world observations that she tried to make funny, but that, like, aren't. So if you go to the bathroom in New York City, you're probably going to see a trafficking sign. I don't see how that's a punchline.
That was actually so hard to watch, especially because NIKKI GLASER, she hosts like the Golden Globes, right? She's supposed to be like cool. And I wonder if this will put a stain on her reputation, or maybe they'll find like another host, because if she's doing anything like that, it's not going to fly. Let's get into Jennifer Lawrence. So Jennifer Lawrence has been going viral after she called out Kourtney Kardashian for being so annoying recently. She's been promoting her film with Robert Pattinson, and she just randomly brought up Kourtney after being showed a picture of Khloe and decided to go on a rant.
Is this woman your favorite Kardashian?
Yes. Kourtney is more annoying than ever.
Why?
She's drives me nuts.
Why? Who?
Because everything has to be an announcement. It's like, you know, I'm not going to wear outfits anymore. Like, just wear whatever you want. Don't make an announcement about it. Or like, I don't have a TV in my room. Like, just don't watch TV. Stop announcing it.
I just wanted you guys to see that clip because thank you, Jennifer Lawrence, for saying what we're all thinking. Right now, Kourtney has not shared her thoughts on the comments, but I'm sure she will be doing something. Like something about Kourtney. I feel like if you piss her off, she will come for you. Let's get into Dr. Oz. Don't you guys miss the days when Dr. Oz was on TV and he was just like talking about medical advice and seemed like just a chill old guy? Well, now he's working in the White House, but it's so interesting to me that he's been in the room several times when people faint. It looks like a big time CEO was there, David Ricks, and he was talking about some deal he had done with the Trump administration, and Dr. Oz, because he works there, was there, you know, on duty. But in this video, you're going to see that this guy falls to his knees, and thank God Dr. Oz is a real doctor, unlike Dr. Phil, and he rushes over to help the man out.
Value jobs. But today we... Oh, you okay? Gordon, you okay? Yeah.
Not the big pharma guy passing out. Now, I don't know who that man is, but I don't like anything that is like medical, so I hope he's okay. This comment reads, was it Tylenol? I bet it was Tylenol. Somebody else said, Dr. Oz trying to figure out how to be a doctor. I feel like working in this White House, he's probably had more doctor moments than he ever had on TV. If Dr. Oz is your best hope for survival, you've already lost. Let's get into Pete Davidson. Since we started with Ariana, let's go ahead and end with Pete Davidson. He's been working on removing all of his tattoos, $200,000 worth of tattoo removal. He said he's almost done with his arms. He did his hands, his neck first. He did it in order of what's most visible. My goal is to be able to wear a t-shirt and not see anything by the end of the year. Now you guys know Pete Davidson is known for a bunch of his like scratchy looking tattoos. They're kind of a mess, and thankfully he has the funds to go and reverse a lot of this. I feel like people who do this when it's in style, they're kind of screwed with this. He won't be, you know, that old man one day with a bunch of those tattoos because he's getting rid of them now. I think he's entering his new era since becoming a dad. Tattoos are quite a commitment. I do have one on my leg, like my astrology signs. If you guys can see, like I have 3 of them, but I would not have them if I could. But I'm also so scared to get them removed.
Now, you said you removed all your tattoos. What made you want to do that, and what was that process like?
My tattoos sucked. They were all drug fueled. You know, I got all my tattoos in a span of like 2 years. And I was just looking at myself in the mirror once in rehab. I just, for the first time when I was sober, and I was just like, oh no. Like, what did I do?
And you know, I think that Pete Davidson's like tattoo. I don't think like I'm not like a hater of tattoos. I love tattoos, but I just think that his tattoos is kind of like a visual representation of his old kind of depressed, sick mentally ill self dying off and him entering into this like family era and trying to do better for himself. And he wants to change how he looks because he wants it to reflect how he's feeling inside, which I think is kind of sweet. But what do you guys think of this episode of the Let's Get Into It podcast? And I will see you in next week's episode. Bye, guys.